After the game settings and clicking on the Start a New Game or Continue Game button, if it is active, the main panel opens with large numbered buttons. Under each of these buttons are letters with serial numbers. After opening all or part of the large buttons, the player must make a key word from the open letters, finding which is the main goal of the game. So, by clicking on any of the big buttons, the player gets to the crossword panel, where he is asked to solve an intermediate crossword puzzle, the purpose of which is to open the letters hidden under the red blocks. In other words, you need to define the vertical word hidden under these blocks. On the left side of the screen, there are always outgoing tips on the game panels. They help the player navigate in further actions. After a certain demonstration time, the panel collapses, but it can always be opened with the button in the lower left corner. If the player does not know which letters are under the red blocks, he can start opening the words that, on 3 of these screens, numbered 1, 2, 3, the answers to the puzzles are given, and on the 4th screen there is a puzzle to be solved. The puzzles on all screens are interconnected. The algorithms for solving them are the same, only different initial data. So, for example, it can be a puzzle to find different shapes with the same colors or the same shapes with different colors, or finding figures that have the same numbers, or have maximum numbers, and so on. The answer to the 4th puzzle is indicated by the player using the numeric keypad on the right side of the screen. The correct answer opens the letter on which the graphic site stands at the moment of solving the puzzle. An incorrect answer calls up the incorrect answer explanation panel. For a better understanding of the answers, you can click on the stop button on this panel. The game will stop and the player can analyze in detail the result of solving this puzzle. To continue the game, just click on the Continue Game button. After passing all the closed letters of the selected word by solving puzzles, the game returns to the panel with an intermediate crossword puzzle, Crossword panel. By clicking on the button "Are you ready to name all the words with a number such and such?" the player enters the missing letters using the left keyboard. In case of correct input, the word is released from blocks. The player moves on to the next word. This continues until the entire vertical word hidden behind the red blocks is revealed, or until the player understands which word is behind the red blocks and presses the "Are you ready to name the word hidden by the red blocks" button. In the latter case, he must enter the missing letters of the vertical word. After opening the vertical word, the game goes back to the main panel, and in case of solving an intermediate crossword, instead of a large button, a letter with its serial number is opened, which is included in the hidden keyword of the main panel. Having opened all or part of the letters on this panel, the player must correctly enter this keyword on the sliding keyword input panel. If successful, all earned total points go into the category of final points and the player receives the status of a master. There is a transition to a new stage of the game. Otherwise, all total points are forfeited and no final points are awarded. On the crossword panel, at the bottom, there is an information panel, which displays all the current information of the game. The time panel shows the countdown of time, starting from the number 60. Every 10 seconds games reduce the current points displayed in the current panel by 1 point. Thus, for guessing one letter in puzzles, a maximum is given, 6 points. This is when solving puzzles quickly, and after 50 seconds or more, a minimum of 1 point is given. When defining a word on the crossword panel, points are calculated in proportion to the number of guessed letters closed by blocks. The total panel reflects the total number of points received by the player for the entire time of one session of the game, that is, from the moment of solving the first intermediate crossword puzzle to the moment of entering the keyword. The T/bonus panel shows the number of total points, on the basis of which you can activate pre-purchase letter and word bonuses. Every 75 points of this panel gives you the opportunity to activate one bonus letter, and every 200 points of this panel, one bonus word. Previously purchased letter bonuses are displayed on the right side of the fraction on the Include Bonus, Letter, button, and word bonuses on the Include Bonus, Word, button. The left side of the named buttons displays the number of these bonuses allowed for activation based on the information in the T/bonus panel. Accordingly, the Open a Letter and Open a Word buttons allow, at the player's discretion, to open a letter or word on each of the indicated buttons. At the bottom of such buttons, the number of active bonuses of letters and, accordingly, words is displayed. These bonuses are not only those bonuses that are activated from among those purchased, but also earned during the game as a reward for the player for the accumulated total points. The assignment of incentive bonuses is accompanied by the assignment of a status and the awarding of a status shield. If there are active bonuses, then the labels on the buttons are orange, and this is also interpreted by burning torches. The left burning torch means the presence of active letter bonuses, and the right burning torch means the presence of active word bonuses. Almost every panel on the scoreboard is clickable, and when you click on these panels, a sliding panel appears on the right side of the screen, explaining the role of this panel in the game. Also on the right side of the crossword panel is the SOS button, which allows you to open any horizontal word of the crossword puzzle. The button is activated each time after the next receipt of a new status. The Pro account purchased by the player provides for the presence of the repeat button, which makes it possible to re-enter the word on the crossword panel after the initial incorrect word entered. The menu panel is intended for game settings and purchase of all kinds of players' life facilitators, bonuses and Pro accounts. You can buy bonuses to open a certain number of letters or words. 3 types of Pro accounts are also offered, designed to support the game for a given amount of time: 1 hour, 25 hours or 250 hours. Bonuses and accounts provide the player with a set of preferences, which can be read about on the information panels for these bonuses and Pro accounts. By participating in the game, the player does not just guess words and solve puzzles, he competes with the same players from about 200 countries. Having previously registered your nick, name, and the flag of your country, you can see your place on the podium of this competition in the leaderboard. But the most exciting feature of the game is the tourney, which you can take part in using the button of the same name. The tourney involves the competition of players for a specific period of time. According to the results of the tourney, the best player is determined, who receives a prize, a Pro account for 25 hours of play. The terms of participation in the tourney can be read on the terms of the tourney panel.